What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part, I want to say 64, something along those lines of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Karl Franz campaign. So as we saw last time, we have by and large cleared the northern portion of Illustria that we have somehow managed to hold on to with Marcus Wolfhart after that confederation. This has been the diciest part of the campaign so far, but I think Marcus has done a pretty admirable job holding on against all odds. His odds ain't done though, because he still has to go into Hexoatl and destroy the faction, and there's a lot of stuff here to still fight over. There's also a Skull Island that we may want to go for, and another little island here, and I guess this little army of Connor the Stasher. So Bernhardt can't reach Temple of Kara, eh? Man, we're gonna get another we're gonna have to get another temporary lord. I'm not entirely sure whether this guy would actually try to land here, because I feel like he's actually here because he's running from the Fey Enchantress, but there's no guarantee that he won't try to land, and the Temple of Kara doesn't have its proper defenses up and running. So in that light, oh, Imperial Calibration, ooh, basic training. That could be useful here. Alright, you know what? Let's go an Arch-Lector with basic training here. At level 10. What do you have? Oh, you only have Grand's Hammer of Sigmar. You don't have the Shield of Faith because you didn't have enough points. Damn, I was thinking maybe we level you up. But you know what? Let's get you. Bruno Grauber. Right there. And if you are not useful next turn, we'll just delete you. We'll get you Grand Hammer of Sigmar, Grand Shield of Faith, Grand Soulfire. Everything's grand these days. Hold the line, please. And let's say Inspiring Presence. You will probably not hold any troops at the current time, but let's get you Hard to Hit at least to power you up personally just a little bit. Oh, you got a Barded Warhorse too. Nice. Nice. I'm not going to bother giving him any items or anything just in case we don't actually get attacked, because why bother, right? Do we get any use out of Brass Lunged in this situation? Probably not. Maybe we just go Deadly Blade. We're probably going to get Emperor's Finest because basic training is very good with Emperor's Finest in particular, but since you have no current troops, there's no real purpose to doing so. And I guess we'll just hold on to the 1 point, or... and we could power you up a little bit more with Sigmar's Ward. What? I didn't check what's in this army, but it's Vampire Coast, so they probably have a decent amount of range. Yeah, that's a lot of gunnery of various types. If this fights at all. Next up. Let's see, you guys are good. Let's move Marcus, but I think rather than doing the Skull Island now, we'll do the battle at the Fel Cargo first, and then next turn we'll go back to the Skull Reef when we have a little bit more HP. And then we can always... oh, this isn't a battle. That's swell. You know, 99.9% of the time I take the Captain's Chest, but I think maybe for once we go Castle Forge Steel. I just want to see. I honestly haven't seen what the results of this have been for ages. Where did we get the Trickster's Helm from? You gave us... oh, nice. Melee attack and defense for 10 turns. It's not bad. It's just that it's not very good for our Huntsman. I wonder what the other thing would have given us. You know what? It's worth it because of the Trickster's Helm. It's a very nice pickup. It's in fact a better armor than the Armor of Fortune. But we could always give it to like Roderick Longueuil or somebody. I'll think about it. Either way, you're gonna go to the Skull Reef next turn with a decent amount of HP. I'm not unhappy about that result, I gotta say. Alrighty, everything here is good. And I believe we did most of the stuff last episode that we needed to do. There's just a couple more things I'd like to do. First of all, we want Nud van Hasselt to go, let's say you, Leopold. I want you to go here, to the edge of this territory. Because I want Leopold to attack Titan's Notch with Nud supporting in March stance. That way we leave Leopold to hold Titan's Notch, and we don't have to be concerned, hopefully, with Goldtooth there. Yeti Peak is, I take it, owned by... oh, it's also owned by the Orcs. Nonetheless. We do that, and then we send Nud around to Granite Spikes and then on to the Challenge Stone to try to fight Kolek, which is what he's built for. Well, actually, he's built for destroying the Orcs, and he's already done that. Let's also pop him into Channeling Sands, and you know what? While we're here, let's see if anybody else can go into Channeling. And don't want to waste the opportunity to get a little bit of free magic. Kurt Tweed, oh, Kurt Haldenstrat, you're at sea, so you're fine. Riser, Helmut, you're fine. Balthazar Gelt, you took a territory. Let's say here. And then we'll pop you into channeling. Very nice. Yeah, I got to do that more. I've been kind of neglecting it, and several of our armies have dropped in terms of their current magics available to them, which is a bad thing. I got too used to the earlier portion of the campaign where we had basically no wizards available, but now we have one in nearly every army, so yeah. Gregor von Blutin, we don't care about you. Jamathius Warner, and we'll end the turn right after this. Toddy. Would you suffer attrition here? Wow, we're immune to attrition for one more turn, aren't we? Yeah. Wasn't that lovely? Go here. And then channel.
To strengthen the Empire.
There you go. For your fighty Amber Wizard, who, incidentally, is 5 levels still away from that Imperial Griffin, but it'll be worth it when we get it. Alrighty, ooh. I was also thinking about getting another wizard, but we'll do it next turn, whatever. Not a big deal. We've done enough admin for now, and there's probably at least somebody else. Maternus Ditizen. You're recruiting, so you can't channel. Alright, and I'm sure that there's somebody else that we could check, but screw it. Let's get tech back up and running, and the Runefang Pact is the way to go. Really want that extra allegiance, because there's a bunch of factions that we want to get stuff from. I believe we checked Diplo last time, but I want to recheck it. Because, let's see, Bordello Errant... Military Alliance, eh? There's no new defensive alliances that we necessarily want right now. Oh! Talaqua. Although the problem with Talaqua, I do wonder, is Latland still alive, the faction? I think they are, because this is green and not yellow. So Talaqua would probably not then force us into visibility of Kairos, which I'm concerned about. The reason we haven't done a defensive alliance with them is because they and Thorek aren't too happy with each other. To do this, we need to get Talaqua in a bunch of wars so that they are... Alright, wait. Just out of curiosity, say Nagaroth. 2.9, eh? That's... oh, wow. 2.9 is a little much. Just out of curiosity. 17, yeah, that's not gonna happen, but if we could get friendlier with them, maybe it'll happen. You know what, let's do defensive alliance and let's just hope that they and Thorek don't end up fighting each other. It's a possibility. But we'll see. Honestly, we have enough dwarfs on our side, so if Thorek gets a little bit screwed over by this, then we'll deal. Alrighty, and that allowed us to find Zlatland, which means we should... oh, no non-aggression. And no trade. Oh, Zlatland, come on now. What is this? We could non-aggress with the last defenders, though, because we have them visible now, and we'll do a trade agreement with them later on. And like so, a little bit of free cash. And, after we did that, Zlatland's willing. We don't want to do any kind of crazy agreement with Zlatland, though, because they were probably now visible of Kairos. Also, did we know the Order of Lore Masters before? I'm surprised they're not willing to trade. Elves are generally really keen on trading since their faction has such bonuses to it and is so reliant on it in general. Alright, I think other than that we're good. I guess if we wanted to, we could go Ropsman and Great Orthodoxy military alliances straight up. And I know I said I'd wait, but honestly, while we're doing all this, maybe we just do it anyway. Plus, as we declare more wars, they'll all like each other more for being drawn into our fights. Yeah, let's do it. Ropsman clan, military alliance, and Orthodoxy, military alliance. And you know what? While we're at it, let's just do Bordello Errant military alliance as well. We're trying to build a shield of civilization here. That's gonna take effort. And there we go. Very nice amount of alliances. Very nice amount of wars. Man, there's a lot of factions. We are the one unifying thing about this, and I guess it makes sense as the Empire are kind of the protagonists of the setting, sort of. Alright, Dreadfleet, Wintertooth, Worldwalkers, Bloodhall Coven, and Hexoatl. I don't think we need to peace out with any of them. Once again, I'd love to peace out with Hexoatl, but elves. Elves make problem. This is normal, because they're elves. Alright, good enough. And good enough. And we've got back 20k from all of that alliancing, which is a word, I swear. I'm just wondering whether we should spend something. Yeah, you know, let's just spend it next turn. I don't want to do the admin from it for now. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna see if this attack happens. I wonder what else is in here. Hopefully it's not a bunch of, rotting Prometheans. End the turn. Wencelessness came out. I like that name. Wencelessness, nice demon name. Castelton, you want us to join war against Bone Clubbers? No. Why? Why would we do this? There's literally no benefit from doing this. Oh, we shan't bother, I think. Alright, Cult of Pleasure is still running around, and Blessed Dread, I'm sure, are doing bad things in Cathay. Although hopefully the lizards help out against them. Clan Moors, Lord Scrolkey. You're gonna declare war on us. Alright, fine. Well, I'm glad that we got a bunch of extra alliances done, because they're all now fighting you as well. You fool. Alright, Awaken, Dread Fleet. And it looks like the Dread Fleet will attack. Oh. Oh, that's not good. That's a lot of rotting Promethean's gunnery mobs. I really like the unit as well. Alright, this is certainly something to be concerned with. Let's hope our Bruno Grabber man can grab their attention. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go. As odd as it may seem, I'm actually pretty excited for this particular battle. Why? Because there's a very decent chance that we might actually lose. I would say a fairly high one, in fact, because most of our army is made up of Tier 1 troops with a couple Tier 2 troops in the form of the 2 handgunners and the 1 unit of mortars, whereas the enemy army has 7 Tier 3 monstrous infantry, without even considering things like the boarding crew and whatnot. They're all Tier 3 and Tier 2, but 7 monstrous infantry against our army is going to be a massive problem, especially considering rotting Promethean gunnery mobs, as I was saying, are pretty darn good. Look at those stats. 63 melee defense, plenty of missile strength, 70, though they are in use of extra powder right now, but still, and that's with 60 charge as well, and solid weapon strength, area attacks, and whatnot. So I certainly foresee a problem. Anyway, the enemy has also done something that is, I gotta give it credit for. It's separated all of its army into 4 separate blobs, which is great. If it had only done 1 or 2, the battle would have gone much, much easier for us, because we could concentrate our towers and our better units in those locations. Alas, we cannot, and so we have to defend several locations at once. Our strongest positions are here, with a cannon tower and our mortars, and then our lord here with a bunch of units, including a handgunner. Now, the other 2 places are mostly supposed to just hold ground, while these 2, hopefully, if we can pull it off, deal with the rest of the enemy. Anyway, that's about it for what's about to happen. Now let's get started on the battle. We've moved Luther Grabber forward, and he's going to start annoying these deck gunners, just to tie them up in order to prevent them from firing. Going to drop down that Grand Soulfire just to get it on cooldown as fast as possible, although it looks like at least the handgunners are no longer capable of doing anything. Our halberdiers have charged forward towards the rotting Promethean gunnery mob, while the swordsmen are doing their best to try to avoid it, though losing units already to the few crabby boys here, and are going to try to tie up the enemy mortars to prevent them from killing our handgunners, who they've already gotten to about half HP and about to be lower than that as well. Our archers continue firing, and I also want to point out that Luther's already taken half damage between the rotting Promethean gunnery mobs and the enemy vampire fleet admiral, so it's quite iffy. The gunnery mobs, of course, are firing while they fight, so not only are they pinching away at him, they're also firing with their hand cannons. Yeah, try not to give them an inch, but, you know, do your best. Alrighty, and look how much effort it's taken. This is our most highly concentrated portion of the battlefield with our best units, and it's taking so much effort to bring down a single rotting Promethean gunnery mob. Our halberdiers are at half HP, and our swordsmen are about to follow suit. Same with the handgunners, being at half HP as well. Hopefully the handgunners can gun down the gunnery mob. In the meantime, let's check back on the other locations. This place, not a lot is happening as yet. We're just going to try to continue avoiding the single enemy carronade by hiding all of our troops behind this little tower sort of thing, so that they cannot fire upon us, and if the enemy come towards us, well, that's great. In the meantime, our mortar has actually managed to destroy one of the enemy carronades back here, which is why we deployed it in such a manner, and is firing upon the zombie boarding crew instead, because obviously it would be useless to fire upon the Mourngulls and the rotting Promethean gunnery mobs. Speaking of, it looks like the Mourngulls are taking a lot of damage, but so are our spears and halberdiers. They're dropping to about half HP themselves. I don't imagine they will survive much longer. Lots of splash damage coming in, and anti-large or not, they are not having a great time of it. At the very least, the Mourngulls should soon be dead. Ah, you gotta love Mourngulls, though. What a fun unit. Though they didn't have that much fun in this particular battle. Anyway, let's see what we've got left here. And both the halberdiers and the spearmen are looking like they might run away shortly. We shall see. The mortar at least can continue firing on the zombie-powered gunnery mob, and we did move up our second unit of handgunners to fire into the enemy. In the meantime, the enemy lord is now surrounded by the rest of our units, which have managed to finally take care of those rotting Promethean gunnery mobs, so it looks like this halberdier unit is nearly dead, and I'm a little bit wary of Luther, or Bruno Graber rather, taking more damage fighting Connor here. Connor the Stasher, 75 melee attack with Dance Macabre up, 75-72, damn nice stats, and very solid. We shall see. These guys, by the looks of it, are actually bypassing most of our infantry here, which is good for them, because they're gonna, by the looks of it, head towards our key building, making us lose all the extra speed, melee defense, and leadership buffs that this thing does provide. So, unfortunate for us. Camera keeps going through that pyramid. Finally, the last location, we did manage to down the enemy flyers. There was a blob of deck droppers here. And on the bright side, since the enemy did avoid moving towards us here with the rotting Promethean gunnery mobs and are just sitting here firing on the swordsmen, the boarding crew are basically wasting their time because they're getting hit by crossbow bolts at the same time as this explosive cannon fires at them as well. Oh, and the explosive cannon fires clockwork bombs by the looks of it. Pretty sure that was a bomb rather than a cannonball. And slow it down a little bit. Yeah, that's definitely a clockwork bomb. Or it's actually just a bunch of dynamite strapped to something. Alright, well, if it works, it works. There we go. Keep doing damage. And once again, this definitely makes me wonder how much damage the towers actually deal throughout the battle. Too bad we don't get stats for them. Anyway, looks like we'll be able to bring the boarding crew down, but they're not the problem. It's the monstrous units that are a problem. Looks like the spears and the halberdiers are done, though we did manage to kill the enemy lord over in the background. But the crabby boys still be fighting. And now they're ripping apart those poor crossbows. And then hopefully we can get a few more volleys into them from the handgunners. Ooh, but they do have to stop on and kill off the boarding crew first, unless the boarding crew kill them instead. Alright, get another volley in there. I know you guys take a while to charge up. Mortar was taking way too long now to kill this boarding crew unit. I know they wasted a lot of shots killing the enemy carronade, but that was just as necessary. Anyway, let's see. It looks like the boarding crew are just about done, but so are our crossbows destroyed. Damn, that one unit of rotting Prometheans is doing a lot of work. One last shot from the boarding crew and these guys fall, so now we're going to try to take shots at the remnants of the rotting Prometheans, though by the looks of it they are beginning to melt away. Now, let's see what we've got. The balance of power is still in the enemy's favor. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 rotting Promethean units remaining at full HP, 3 of which are of the range variety. We are also still fighting a unit of boarding crew here as well. And they obviously vastly outstats our units. But hopefully we'll be able to bring them down because we do have a cannon supporting us and our Empire Captain is fighting over here, away from our Lord obviously, so that the two are not in the same location. He's got a bloody beard, looks like he might have suffered a wound and spit up blood. And indeed, he is fairly wounded at about 30% HP loss, so it looks like we will be able to bring down the boarding crew. And that said, the spearmen are pretty much done for as well. Alrighty, and ooh, hello. Looks like the enemy has decided to find some of our isolated units. Our rotting Prometheans have charged these swordsmen here, and while we can do a little bit of damage to them with the crossbows, probably not that much. 5% missile resistance, 35% physical. Damn, no wonder it's taking so much effort to bring these guys down. That is a lot of physical resist. And on top of 73 defense, though at the very least these ones are the regular ones, so they can only rely on their snippers rather than on the zombies firing at them from on, or firing from on high. Still, they're doing fairly well, sending some swordsmen flying, and it's not like a swordsman unit would be able to hold the crabby boys. And even though we're fighting against them, I can't help but cheer for the crabby boys, at least a little bit. Once again, because it's one of my favorite units to use in the Vampire Coast roster. Though I do love the Vampire Coast roster in general. Although I'm a little biased because vampires. Anyway, let's see how these swordsmen are doing here. About half HP now, and the crabby boys are still looking pretty okay here. Unfortunately, the other unit of swordsmen got absolutely obliterated by the gunnery mob ones, because obviously they have the range damage to do the damage, and it looks like they're going to stop on the minor supply location, which will bring down our explosive tower, which unfortunately we did need. Down here, Luther Graber has unfortunately got himself trapped fighting another gunnery mob. He cannot get out, and they're attacking him from every side, snipping away, and the ranged units on top are firing as well. Damn, that's a lot of hits coming in, and Luther Graber goes down in the press of enemies there. Bruno Graber, whatever his name was. He's already dead, and I don't remember his name. And damn, that was a lot of splash damage. What the heck? Ouch. You gotta love these gunnery mobs. This one's gonna be a close one, folks. The balance of power still remains in the enemy's favor, and gonna be hard to bring down every single crabby boy. It looks like the swordsmen are done, and the enemy continues charging through towards our handgunners now, which we really needed to dish out armor-piercing damage against these damn crabs. 2 out of the 5 supply locations remain. We have a unit of crossbows trying to fire at these guys, and another unit of handgunners, which we've somehow managed to keep safe, but it's not looking good. Alrighty, these guys have also captured the location, meaning our explosive tower has gone down. We do still have a slight, little bit of HP left on this Empire Captain, but at 1500, if Luther Graber couldn't survive with his Shield of Faith ability, I doubt that the Empire Captain would survive for long either. Though I suppose he is on foot. So it might be a little bit more difficult for these guys to target him. I wonder if it would have gotten a little bit better if we had kept our Lord off the horse, just to make him a smaller target, and enable the crabby boys to essentially get in each other's way a little bit more often. Anyway, at the very least, our handgunners are still in range and continue to fire upon this unit. And the last mortar strikes are also coming in, though the mortar is just about out of ammunition, and frankly, it's probably not going to do too much, if any, damage to these guys, between the fact that they're a monstrous infantry unit and a... Or actually, what do these guys count at? Okay, monstrous missile beasts. Okay, sure. I mean, I guess they're not infantry, but nonetheless. Monstrous missile beast unit, and thus resistant to mortar fire, is what I was going to say, plus on top of the 35% physical and 5% missile. It looks like one of our other handgunner units did manage to come back. Very few units remain, but hopefully enough to continue firing on these guys from 2 angles. Come on, you guys can do it. Bring them down. You gotta appreciate that shield breaker, getting a few hits in with our Empire Captain, just charging in to try to hurt these guys' morale a little bit more, and then we're gonna back off. Keep them there, don't let them charge the handgunners. They're at about 4,000 HP still. But if we can keep them melting away, it'll go in our favor. Oh, but it looks like they've got support coming in with another unit. We may have to switch one of the handgunners to fire at one while the other fires at the other. We also don't want them killing our crossbows here. So we're going to send the Empire Captain forward and hope that he manages to pull this off without dying. Or at least hold ground for a little bit. Down to 2.5k HP on the other unit. And they are still not in the final. They're crumbling, but they're not disintegrating. Need a little bit more. Ooh, nice shot from all of those hand cannons. How's our Empire Captain? Down to half of the HP he started the fight with. More shots coming in from the hand gunners, and damn, it's close. Out, the captain is routing, which means our halberdiers and, well, the remnants of our halberdiers here, and our crossbows are going to have to hold, though it looks like at the very least these running Prometheans are in critical binding as well, which means another volley from the handgunner should take care of them. The other one has finally melted away under fire from these ones. We have also, with the units that have come back or run out of ammunition, like the rallied units, have managed to reclaim a couple of our minor supply locations and are going back to reclaim the key building to re-get those buffs. There is still 2 units of rotting Prometheans here, both at about 3/4 HP, but it looks like this one might go down, as long as the crossbows and halberds can hold long enough for the gunners to dish out the damage. Really good battle, though, am I right? I mean, once again, it's a small, inconsequential battle, but it's a good fight, because you don't know who's going to win. And, oh, they begin to crumble away, not disintegrate. A couple more volleys in there. Empire Captain, 138 HP, and another shot from the handguns, or hand cannons on top of the Krabby Boys will finish him off. Get a few more volleys in from our own guns. Come on. Looks like the halberds are done for, but the crossbows continue to fight. And the Krabby Boys melt away. With the death of those Krabby Boys, it looks like the last 2 with their 3/4 HP will actually melt for good. We also did have a little bit of support from the towers, but I think the enemy managed to destroy all of them. It would have probably been fairly... Oh no, we still had this one. Could have probably tried to move in this direction if we had to fight the rest, but damn, that was extremely close. Mortars out of ammunition. Most of our melee infantry is dead, and we would have had to have tried to hold the enemy long enough with the mortar crews and the crossbows to have the last remaining handgunners kill off the last remaining Krabby Boys. There we go. Pyrrhic victory, but I think well earned. Bruno sacrificed himself for the greater good. Oh, you can go inside the pyramid. You know what the devs should have done? They should have hid some, like, furniture or, like, a slan in here. Just, like, a sleeping slan. They really should have. Missed opportunity here. Just in the extremely unlikely event that... Oh, yeah, or maybe in this, like, under a room here. In the extremely unlikely case that anybody cameraed through this thing. Anyway. Wow, that was really close. I somewhat underestimated, well, maybe not underestimated, because I did say I love these guys, but damn, the rotting Promethean gunnery mobs, both tanky and high damage dealing. 21k damage, 13k damage, 25k damage. Vastly outperforming our own units, and that's at low veterancy as well. Granted, we're a garrison, so obviously our units ain't that great either, but nonetheless. Also, our lord died, but is still alive. So it did that thing where it actually preserved the Lord for whatever reason. I actually have absolutely no clue how that particular mechanic works. The Drowned are going to attack the Exiles of Nehek. Well, we threw our lot in with the Exiles, and so we will continue to do so, at least until we have their... Necrosphinxes. In fact, we should double check how close we are to the Necrosphinxes. Blizzard Peak getting under attack with a Puppets of Misrule, hardly surprising, that's fine. Not gonna bother defending that one because we don't care about the territory. And we'll march north with Nud anyway and retake it. World Walkers. Peace Treaty, no. What would that gain us exactly? Nothing, that's what. Plus, I'm sure that Boris would love another rematch against Wulfric and his faction in general. I leave the treasure. We're not wasting prestige. It's way too late in the game to be wasting it. Earthing Rod. Huh. The Runefang Pact was at 4 turns last turn. but now it's still 4 turns. So are you telling me, game, that, yep, our research rate dropped, and thus it's going to take even like, oh, game, come on. What exactly, I wonder, took our research rate? Well, either way. You are gonna go here, and we're gonna chase this little army down. I was gonna send these guys to help out over there. Are you kidding me? Morathi is back with another full stack? Oy, okay, Marcus, you're gonna have to deal with that. Not this episode, though, because he's had enough fights. Let's have you attack.
Not this time. Sigmarite Archlector.
Entrencher stance. Like so. Alrighty, now the army is properly gone. Hey, another steel standard, though. And a little bit more cash as well, up to 79k and probably more afterwards. Ooh, an armor of meteoric iron. Not that you need it, mind you, though I suppose you could have used those items in that battle. This isn't a mysterious island, is it? No, it's shipwreck. So Fel Cargo has no battle, and Mysterious Island. I gotta remember it. You can actually move out here, and then you can move in here. Also, our immunity to attrition is now gone, so we will need to keep that in mind as we do other things. Looks like Dick Booty Catch. Are you kidding me? Alright, contender for best name so far. Oh man, the names from this faction, you gotta be kidding me. Alrighty, well, Simon, move up there. We'll see if Dick Booty Catch is willing to play. I am very mature. Ben Putkamer, you still have to join this army, though they can function okay without the wizard. Oh no. Ooh, did we make a defensive alliance with you? No, we didn't. Okay, I'm glad we didn't. If we had, we'd have Kairos visible right now. Damn, he's doing good. I guess since he's destroyed the Ghost of Pahwaks, he's ready to move up. Damn. Well, that's quite interesting. Also, I'll say what I said last episode, which is these little tiny battles can often be the more interesting ones. Anyway, let's see what we're looking at here. Kurgan Tamer. Probably gonna head towards Ice Spewer, right? Maybe we'll summon a temporary lord there. I was gonna have Leopold go after Spite here, but the thing is, now that these guys have started moving, maybe we don't want to waste the movement range. We can come back for the orcs, I think. So, Nud, you're going back to Blizzard Peak. How far can you go in? Wait, what? Okay, yeah. We could retake Blizzard Peak right now. It'll hurt our vigor, but it's not like this army is a threat to us. Yeah, alright. Retake it immediately. Leopold, sit in Carrick Rag, defend it from the orcs. And ooh, whoa, there's a full stack. Ah, they won't attack us. Although, I see that Kolek has a full stack. This hurting our vigor might prompt... You know what? Do nothing. Don't do this yet. I'd rather you move forward. We'll see what they do. There's a decent chance that because Kagan is here, he might attack us with Kolek moving into support. It's a distinct possibility, and if that does happen, I'd really love for Nud to be at in decent shape. Now, what do we got going on here? Ooh, well, Archaon, you've got your forces coming in. We cannot reach any of them as yet with Karl, but we're getting closer. Did you sack this? Yeah, you did. But that's fine, we've gotten other territories for our allies, though now we have to be careful about these guys attacking them. You are going to fail to block this army, absolutely no way. What about you? Better. What about you? Also better. Alright, fine. Rupert, you're gonna move here. We're gonna wait for these guys to move in. Where is Boris's main stack? I have no idea where he went. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a hassle keeping him alive, eh? Also, the attrition amount has increased. Now, we have 1 point in Sigmar's ward. We could get you a foe seeker. Well, we should probably get you a foe seeker. But afterwards, I think we'll get reassuring presence. This will nullify attrition completely. It's just that I think foe seeker is the better pick for now. And I'd love to get deadly onslaught as well. And we will. But in a bit. Karl's only level 36 as well. Karl, I want you View of another faction's army. Oh, Prince Ograx,
I command here.
These guys can move pretty far. Karl, I think you're going to chance taking some attrition damage. You're going to go here. You're going to go into ambush.
Yes.
And you're going to sit right there, still on the edge of our allies' territory.
Make haste, men.
And then Rupert, you're going to sit here.
Sigmar.
And we're gonna hope that either Archaon or this guy arrives. Either way, they're gonna be pushing towards this direction, so we should be able to at least catch one of them. I also fear that Frozen Landing should fall shortly, and by virtue of Dragrot Blom attacking it. We'll have to deal with that. Alrighty, how are we doing down south here? Ah, Grimfang, you're building up an army. We'll have to send somebody out your way. I'm still on the fence as to whether we try to be friendly with these guys or not. The thing is, yeah, we could give them these territories, rather than the Regu dwarfs, as in the Karazakarak dwarfs, and that'll probably make them like us enough.
For the wisdom of the warrior.
Minus 160, but it is rising. I really don't necessarily want to fight them, and honestly, wait, do they have a tier 4 settlement with thunders, cannons, and grudge rakers available? But nothing else interesting. Giving them more territories, though, might give us more access to various other dwarf things that we just don't have the allegiance for, which is certainly something to consider. Anyway, I think with that, I'm going to call this episode here. It took a little bit of time to fight that little battle, but it's okay. Next episode, we're going to start the episode out by attacking this.
Address me as your highness.
4 full stacks, 4.3 full stacks, and a massive garrison here. We're just gonna have to figure out what the best way to attack it is, and it's probably to attack King Sackholm here. We'll see if these guys can take it out together. Ooh, and we can also bring...
Wild makes warriors.
And we can also bring the Sterling's Revenge for you, and we can bring the White Wolves for Marcus Wolfheart. We'll probably do 2 battles next time. We might as well clear this out since we can't get Archaon this turn. We can get him next turn. Not a big deal. Anyway, gonna call it here. Next time we fight the biggest battle so far against 4.5 stacks, and we'll see if Volkmar can survive it. I'm gonna do some item work between the episodes as we've acquired some more items, between the episodes. Take out some of those useless gray items, turn them into better items, and otherwise give a few blue items to a few other lords that need them. So stay tuned for the attack on the Black Pyramid of Nagash next time. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these smaller battles just as much as I am. If not, let me know. I really like them because they are often the white knuckles we might actually lose kind of battles, even if they are small. But that one I do believe was a Pyrrhic victory, so we could have auto-resolved it instead of fighting. But I do think it is a nice change of pace. But after all, it is a community choice as to whether I put those on screen and bother with them or not. Let me know. Anyway, more to come. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.